This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to today's Restaurant News Networking Group. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other and to help restaurateurs solve any problems they might have that they are having difficulty solving. What we will do this morning is let everybody hear to their intros. So tell us who you are, what you do, and how we can get in touch with you. And I'm going to let Rick start it off because he has to take care of some people coming in.
Good morning, everybody. Rick Israel with Affiliated Health Insurers. I'm kind of like Chris Kaufman. We're getting ready to rebrand because my wife has decided to come on board with the agency, which I'm very excited about because that's going to alleviate some of the extra stuff I have to do. So we're going to be rebranding as the Israel Agency. Hey, that sounds pretty, it's pretty, pretty good. And then eventually my daughter, Hannah, will be coming on board. She's working on getting her license right now. So very exciting times for us. But right now we're in the middle of the annual enrollment period. We help individuals with the Medicare Maze. And now we are also helping individuals with the Affordable Care Act. So if you're an independent business owner or have some employees below you that need assistance with getting health insurance, we're more than welcome to help them in the state of Florida. And if you're in Georgia, also the state of Georgia, Brian. You can reach me. My email address is rickbamainsurance@gmail.com. And my number is 256-448-8705. That is a new number because CMS now requires that every call coming into my office must be recorded. So,
wow.
Yeah, big deal there. It's to try and combat with the third-party marketing organizations. And just real quick note, has anybody not seen Joe Namath and Jimmy Walker so far this season? Because they have been stopped by the government.
Why?
So yes, that's why you're not seeing them, because it was becoming extremely misleading. So
somebody else is doing it.
I'm sorry?
Somebody else is doing it now.
Yes, but if you notice the commercial though, it's more
civil.
It's more civil, it's more monotone, it's more by the book.
Yeah.
It's not saying call, check your zip code, we can get you this. It's you might qualify for this.
Right.
It doesn't say zip code. And it's all onshore, it's not offshore. So it's actual, there's some combatants, some people that are still kind of frustrated about the whole thing, but hey, if you want to work, you have rules,
You do the affordable healthcare, you said?
I do. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I have a lead for you from Steve wasn't there Wednesday, but from Alvin's group, Steve's group.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I think I talked to her last year about it too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. But
Well,
yes.
she's interested. Okay.
Hey, Rick, I did see Joe and Mr. Joe on the TV last night on a commercial, and I saw JJ yesterday afternoon or last night on the commercial, but only they used to be on every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them only once or twice in the past day or two.
Yeah,
but there's other people taking the lead now.
You're going to start seeing less and less and less. I mean, because what it is these larger organizations have to follow the rules also. And so what the whole point of the recording is to weed out the ones that are sending the calls offshore and then sending them back and misleading clients into plans that are not useful for them, as I should say. So, but Rick Israel with Affiliated Health Insurance / the Israel Agency. So,
Okay. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Edward Girton, Seacoast Sales in sunny Orange Park, Florida. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have blast freezers, soft serve machines, batch freezers, display cases, slush machines. We're going to be at the Florida Restaurant Show in booth 1201 and hope to see everybody there. My number is 904-334-4489. And our website is seacoastsalesflorida.com. Thank you.
So now I want to introduce James Mansfield, who's new to our group, and he's got a new product on the market, which will allow people, how did I say it? Safety, security, and you take it away.
Yeah, great. Thank you for the opportunity here today, Howard, and great to meet everyone on the team. Yes, so James Mansfield, founder of bagup.us. So you can contact us at bagup.us. Welcome to Google, Instagram, or Facebook that as well. So we offer, our BagUp offers a hospitality rack solution for restaurants, offices, medical, and many other solutions which addresses the consumer need for, as Howard mentioned, security, safety, and also hygienic solutions. Enables the consumer to actually place their things next to them at a restaurant or at a hospital or at a office and so forth. And to address the restaurant need, it does improve, based on our research, does improve seat capacity and optimization at a restaurant to drive revenues. You'll see a white paper that we have drafted and published in this latest today's news that's coming out too as well. We're launching the flagship mobile bag rack at the Florida Restaurant Show with our partner Tauschenbaum out of Germany. We also have partners in Mexico too as well. The solution is actually very rampant across all of Latin America, Mexico, and we're bringing it here to the US. So we're excited about it very much. You'll see us at the Florida Restaurant Show, booth number 915, booth 915. And when you see one of the racks, please go ahead and utilize it. Put your umbrella, bag, computer bag, or whatever else that's on there that you need. And you can find us again at bagup.us.
I love it because I have one of those bags that are hanging there. And let me tell you, you're always so worried that somebody's going to take it. You have to know where to put it. You don't want to put it on the floor, even your umbrella. It's great. It's terrific. Everybody should have one. I can't imagine, especially the higher end restaurants, that they would not order this. This is great.
That's great. Thanks. Yeah, I had a conversation with one of the managers at the Garces restaurants in Philadelphia, at Amada restaurant, actually. And he said that, wow, this is excellent. His quote was, we have a lot of problems with pickpocketing and stealing, where someone has something on their back of their chair, they run to the bathroom, their bag's gone, or it's behind them, and kind of people go ahead and take those things. So it's definitely, we're trying to change that culture, here in the US, and that's what we're trying to put a lot of noise out there. So exciting. Thanks, Terry, for the feedback.
Oh, no, I thought you were a lot older, but because of the experience. But let me tell you something, that and the restaurant owners are going to be at that show, walking that show. So that's great. Terrific. I can't wait to see how you do, because I put one in every single one of mine. I mean, not one, but several. But
great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And James is one of our new advertisers, so he's now part of the family.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Eat the cannoli.
That's good. Love cannolis. That's great.
All right. Do you have a picture of it by any chance handy? James?
A photo?
Do you have a picture, a photo or a picture of one handy?
Sure. I'll send the link right now. That's
no, just hold it up if you have it.
Well, he can send the link.
It's not
all right. I'll send the link for you right there now, so you can take a peek for those. So I just sent that link. I hope everyone can see it in the video there. So it's bagup.us.
Yeah.
All right. It's interesting. It's especially in today's world.
For sure.
People.
Yeah, I think if I could share my screen real quick, I'll just I don't think so, but we'll send a picture for you there too as well. But thanks, Sarah.
Okay, you got it. Go ahead and put it up. I gave you
the share
You're on
screen.
mute.
Go ahead, James.
You're on mute, James.
I'm off of mute.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
let's see if I share the screen here.
Push
See
the
if
wrong
this
button.
works. There you go. You can see the screen, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yep. So here's a couple of solutions that we have here for consumers. We are offering trials, but as you see here, the example, we do have trials for businesses that we're doing kind of locally here in New York and Philadelphia area, all the way down to DC as well. But as you see, it definitely offers the comfort, more hygienic solution. This is our partner in actually Daniela, who's the leader of Taschenbaum in Germany. So it's definitely, we both have the same passion. We went to Mexico and saw the solution, and we thought, hey, let's bring it here, to Germany, which he went ahead and did, and then also in the US. And then here's another example of, other bag up trials that we have in restaurants. And then you'll see, where that solution is. The story about kind of why we're doing this, right, is that there's definitely this need of, within restaurants and hair salons. But the story goes is why is it endemic more in Mexico and Latin America is that the superstition says if you put bags on the ground, it's bad luck, bad mojo, right? Is what you said, I think, Karen. So the idea here is it's kind of no one really in Latin America is like, oh, don't put your bag on there, it's bad luck. So that kind of really, it's very, if you went to Cancun or other places, Puerto Vallarta or Mexico City, you'll see them all over. So we're bringing here in the US, trying to change that culture. We want some consumers when they walk in, just as you get a menu or a chair, you'll get a bag up that comes if you have a purse. So I think it's, it's a great opportunity, for us. So love to kind of have a big splash, big opportunity at the Florida Restaurant Show, and we're booked for the New York show too as well. Restaurant shows, which is here local for me here too as well, which is great.
Yes.
Chiropractors offices could use that also.
Yep, definitely. All the medical spaces, spas, medicals definitely has been a need. Hair salons, there's the other target. Restaurant seems to be like the number one for us right now. Big focus. Can't do it all. Trying to be very focused. Laser focused on the restaurant business. So we appreciate the opportunity. We have some really good research in actually those pet owners too. Those restaurants that are both pet and restaurants, right? There's a lot of interest for that too. So it's definitely a good mix.
Okay. Well, we'll see you at the show.
Great, thank you.
Brian, good morning. You're on mute, Brian. And
Sorry about that. Long week. Brian, I'm with a company called Rogue Financial
What do you
Group.
call it?
Yeah, 7 days this week, man. It's amazing.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Again, Brian with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. We've been around for about 15 years, work with all industries from small to large projects. I primarily focus on the hospitality industry, and that's, restaurants, franchises, breweries. I do a lot of work in the convenience store industry. So it could be from front of the house to the back of the house that I can finance, and work with Ed a little bit. I'll be in his booth at the Florida show. So we'll see you then. Again, Brian with Rogue Financial Group. Thanks.
Okay. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, CHRIS Kaufman and Company, primarily recruiting restaurant talent, all-star restaurant talent, I should say, in the Southeast United States. This past Monday, an executive chef for one of our client companies over in Jensen Beach, he got started at his new career with that 3-unit restaurant company. We deal with 3-unit restaurant companies, 1-unit restaurant companies, or sometimes the New York Stock Exchange multi-billion-dollar companies. Was in Atlanta yesterday because we have a client in Atlanta who hired an executive chef, and he started on Wednesday of this week. And it's hiring season, so to speak, up until about Thanksgiving. And then it's kind of slim pickings, so to speak, because restaurants are too busy to interview, too busy to hire, et cetera. But have been doing the recruiting game since the early 1980s. And we work, like I say, most of the work is the restaurant industry, work on behalf of the restaurant companies. We never take money from candidates, never will. We are a service to the restaurant companies. And I will be at the Pizza Summit in Orlando. I don't have a booth, but you could probably find me at any booth that's having
Pizza.
free samples.
Steve.
You can hang out at our booth. We have no samples, but you can hang out with us.
Maybe I'll bring some samples to your booth and get that many more people, you know?
Yeah.
You should. Our booth is always packed. You never can get in our booth.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. But Chris Kaufman, All-Star Talent, and you can reach me at 404 All-Star, ALLSTAR, 404-255-7827. Come back to see us, Chris Kaufman, and I approve this message.
Hey, Brian, did you give your contact information? I didn't.
No, I'm sorry. Brian, you can reach me at 404-723-7222. And that's
Okay.
Brian with the Rogue Financial Group.
Thanks.
Yep.
Steve, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Whitehill. I'm the president of Anchor Business Brokers, and we help people buy and sell businesses. We're not only mergers and acquisition specialists, but we also are business exit strategists. Go figure. Sometimes you want to get out of your business, huh? Do you know how much your business is worth? Well, I certainly can help you with that. And it, for the most part, frequently it's free. Sometimes we do have to charge depending upon the size of the engagement. Whether you are in transition or looking to retire, we can help you live the life you want. And I'm Steve Whitehill again with Anchor Business Brokers, and you can reach me at 561-376-7500. And I also want to tell you about a business that we have for sale. I have a restaurant in Orange, which is Orlando, for those that don't know the area, and it's a franchise, and you can earn $215,000 on $800,000 of sales, and the asking price is $545,000, which is not a bad price. So you can earn some nice money without really spending a lot of money, and sometimes these things are actually financeable, especially the franchise businesses. So Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers. Thank you.
Okay, Terry.
Good morning, everyone. Terry, today's restaurant news. What I do is handle the staff, handle the office here, and take care, most importantly, the lead reports that you get monthly. These lead reports are second to none. I get calls, not a daily basis, but a weekly basis, of people thanking me, wanting additional information from us on a particular place that we can go to in the licensing department maybe and get it for them. Places that, if you have to pay for something, you can go back and find whatever you need. These reports give you, we have one in Florida, one in Georgia. They give you 40 to 60, 70 leads a month in Florida. Georgia is a little less. It's not quite as active as Florida. It is in the metropolitan areas, but those are obviously the state's not as large. But we do about 40, sometimes 50 in Georgia. So almost the same. And that gives you the owner's name. It gives you their email address. And, don't be fooled. Sometimes when it says info at, that goes directly to the owner, because I've gotten emails back from that email and it is the owner. They put that so that you can't find out their name. Well, I already have it, so I know who it is. So if I have it, you're going to get it. It's on the report, the phone numbers, the addresses. And we get help from everywhere. Being around 27 years, these reports have been out, I'd say 8 or 9 years now for Florida, maybe, about 8 or 9 years. I do have back reports from the last few years that I've had several companies purchase and contact people and find and get more business than the newer ones, because they're not happy with the services they're getting, especially like the POS systems and maybe some of the food products they're ordering. Cheney Brothers got a new customer from someone. They weren't happy with Cisco. Okay, so they, I know the higher ups at Cheney Brothers, and they called them. They took the list, and that's what you do. I mean, you could want anything from when they're starting to build, when they're going to be completed. I've got them as far out as 2026, if you can believe that. So these are now in planning stages and brand new shopping centers all over the place. So if anybody wants a sample, a lot of people in the other group, I would say most of them are getting it, and some in this group. Rick's getting them and he left. But if anybody wants, I know Brian takes them. But if anybody, yeah. So and again, if anybody needs help with a particular person or company that you can't reach, or you really want to get a hold of them, let me know. And if you want a sample report, I'm more than happy to send it to you. Won't have the email addresses, but you can gather your own database, obviously. Everybody have a good weekend. We'll see you at the show.
You want to give us your contact?
Contact information is call trnusa.com. Thank you.
Hey, Terry, real quick.
Yeah.
My wife found this information on Windward. There's a old, not old, I think they're moving out. It used to be an HP building, and I think it's at Windward. I think it's Windward and West Side. They're going to be tearing this. They're going to be tearing this thing down. I think it's in the next year or so. But they're Alpharetta, and they're going to be doing one of those sleep, eat, play type places. They're going to put some stuff there. But I looked at me and my wife looked at the corner. It's like, how are they going to do that? I mean, the traffic is already bad enough there. They're going to put, sort of like a smaller version of Avalon there.
Really?
Yeah.
Windward and West and what?
West Side. And I don't know how much information's out there, but my wife found it.
I can get it. I'll find out what's going in, how big the parcels are, and what's already been. Thank you, Brian. Yeah,
it's just, and then down the street, Howard, I'll try to find some information for you. Luisi's Steakhouse, which is it's getting ready to open up. Chris, did you get that notification? The guy from Pompous Steakhouse is taking over that old Black Walnut on Peachtree Parkway. Do you know that, Chris?
I had heard the rumor. I did not know.
They're getting ready to open up sometime in November.
Well, maybe they'll invite me to the grand opening.
Okay.
That's the guy from Papa's.
Yeah.
They own everything in Georgia. They own everything. They've got every.
Well, it's a different. It's not. You're not talking about Papacitos. You're talking. He just calls Pompous Steakhouse.
Oh, I know what that is. I have.
But the guy that owns it is Norberto Sanchez.
Alberto Sanchez.
Nice Irish kid.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Okay. I guess I'm next and last.
What about Bruce? I mean, Ed. I mean, who'd you forget? Anyone?
No.
I thought I was seeing somebody that didn't speak. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead, Howard. I apologize.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm busy. I wear a lot of hats. I had 2 board meetings last night. I'm sorry.
If I can get a word in edgewise.
Well, you can't. Now you can. Go ahead.
This is the real capper for this week, I'm telling you.
It's not usually like this.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that one.
Well, by the way,
we usually have a lot more people, but.
By the way, we had a nice meeting last Friday evening for the local people here in South Florida. We had about 12 or 13 people that got together for a happy hour, and one of the members in our 11 o'clock group sort of sponsored the meeting and gave us a little presentation of what he does, and it was a lot of fun. And maybe we'll do that again. Maybe we'll do one in the northern part and touch Georgia as well. with all our members up there.
Hey, we gave
Anyhow.
Chris a chance. He gets no more chances.
We can meet on the beach in Valdalia.
Yeah, right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I have some beachfront property right there in the picture.
That's
Yeah.
right. And we can go on the tiki lounge, the tiki bar in the background.
There you
Yeah.
go, Ed. There you go.
Yeah. Bring your sheets. We'll have another meeting tomorrow night.
I won't go into that.
Anyway, my name's Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of this crazy mess that we call Today's Restaurant News. And we've been doing this for 27 years. And we become the industry authority in Florida, in Georgia, Texas, and around the country. This group, as I said before, is founded on the basis of us trying to help each other and also to help the restaurant owners in the industry now, especially in Florida and especially on the west coast of Florida, due to the hurricane that wiped out a tremendous portion of restaurant owners in Florida. And what I want to mention is that if you were in business during 2020 and 21 and had W-2 employees and you're suffering now trying to get back open, there is a little bit of help on the horizon for you if you have not applied for your ERC refund. This is a government program that allows you to apply and to receive up to $26,000 per employee in your business. Some companies are getting back real money. We're working with a company that's going to be putting in a huge refund. We got back $170,000 for a friend of mine. It's money to be had. It's for free. It's not a loan. You get it. That's it. So it's very easy to find out whether you qualify. All you have to do is go to our website, which is trnusa.com. And on the website front page, on the top right, there's a big red bar. Click on that red bar, fill out a very, very short form, really giving your name, address, telephone number, etc. And one of our associates will give you a call and walk you through the process and let you know whether you qualify or not, and then help you submit all the paperwork to do it. It's something that it's not going to be around forever, and it's really incredible that the government is doing this. I don't know where they're getting the money from, because we're talking billions. So if you have the opportunity, take a look.
Billions, that's in Washington, D.C., that's a rounding error.
Yeah, they just print more. What's the difference?
And the way to reach us is at 561-620-8888. Okay, so we've got that all done. You know, we have spoken about supply chain problems in our industry and the results of the supply chain problems. And I think, James, I don't know whether you have inventory in the United States, but shipping is a problem for things coming from Europe and Asia. And subsequent to the problem of shipping, and I know people who were paying $3,000 for a container, and it went up to $25,000. So I don't know whether that is still continuing. Ed, you probably would know if the shipping problems are still continuing, and are the prices subsequently still going up like they were on the
Sure.
end product?
Right now, the prices for a container are down around 45 to 50% from what they were 3 months ago, but they're still approximately 50% higher than what were a year ago. So it's trending down. The ports in the eastern United States, the backlog is growing. The ports in the West Coast have almost no backlog right now.
Really?
The other issue, California, I think the last time I read, they had 3 boats waiting in queue because a lot of them have been diverted to the East Coast.
Right.
And the amount of goods that are being purchased right now from China is drastically lower than what it was 6 months ago. Now, the other issue that is coming up, the train companies, one of the unions rejected the settlement, the contract that they had. And that's set to, they have a strike date, from what I understand, of November 9th now. They're trying to get there. If that's the case, everything will come to a grinding halt in this country on November 9th, because the unions that agreed to the contract will not cross the picket line from the union that's going to go on strike. And the issue, from what I understand, because CSX is based out of Jacksonville, and I know some people over there, the issue with the railroads is automation of the intermodal facilities. What it is, I don't know. The person wouldn't tell me, but it's something to do with how they're trying to automate the intermodal facilities. And intermodal facilities are where a train comes in with containers on it or trucks, and they take them off, and they or trailers, they take them off and they hook them up to a truck and deliver them. And they'll go from the West Coast to the East Coast on a train. Somehow they're trying to automate that, and I don't know what it is. So that's why the one union rejected, is because of the automation clause that was in there. So anyway.
Yeah, thanks. This is James. I'd echo your comments about some of the challenges with the shipping. For us, where we do manufacture in the U.S. and then we also manufacture in Europe, we are trying to bring the product, here to the U.S. as well. And we have found some of the containers, right? It was, we had a quote like 12,000, probably a couple of months ago, right? Years ago, but now it's down to like 6,000 to 7,500. I'd love it to get to 3,000. That'd be great. But I don't know if that's feasible in the foreseeable future. The people at DSV is one of the partners that we work with. They said that it's probably around the 7,500 per container to get here for product, but it's still, they feel that it could be, 30 days from kind of ship to ocean for there. So it's still, quite higher than what we expected. But the opportunity, I think one of the challenges, though, that we had for our one of the manufacturers in Europe has been just the whole global, recession, the global economy, and the real challenges, with the euro versus the dollars is a bit of a challenge, for them in Europe. So that's one of the other, overarching kind of things around a global recession that, in addition to, the shipping, that's one of the kind of, compounding factors that we've seen, hoping things will come down, but, given the potential for a recession, I'd love your thoughts to see if you think the shipping costs are going to go up or down in 2023, or what your thoughts would be.
I will tell you, from what I also understand, is that the major shipping companies, and I think there's 6 or 7 of them that are worldwide, they are now canceling some ships. And they're doing that on purpose so that there's less capacity to take trailers over or containers over, so that the rates stay up. So that's in the market right now. And what's going to eventually happen, I think, is that they're going to decide they can't keep cutting back the number of ships. So if they open up some more ships, that's going to drive the rates down again. So that's what I think is going to happen.
So what are you finding due to worldwide inflation in the United States? Do you find prices are still going up like they were a couple of months ago?
Yes, I've been told by some of the suppliers I deal with in Italy, particularly, they have a price list, but they're telling me, don't quote from the price list. If you want something, let us know and we'll quote you based on what's happening today. So their costs are going up crazy right now. I know with Carpigiani went to McDonald's and got an approval from McDonald's to have a surcharge put on all the machines that we sell to McDonald's that's approved by that McDonald's approved. That is on a month by month review with McDonald's and Carpigiani. It'll either go up or down soon, and I don't know what that's going to be. So it's worldwide right now, the increases that you see.
You know, we had an interesting conversation a couple of weeks ago in the 11 o'clock group. We have a couple of large restaurant operators in the group, and we were talking about how to raise prices on a menu. And you know, if a restaurant owner wants to raise prices, and they raise prices on their total menu, the people who are coming into the restaurant for a long time are going to look at the menu and have sticker shock and get all, you know, bent out of shape and say, well, we're not coming back because the prices are going up. So this fellow, Chris, he recommends raising prices in stages. So for example, do the breakfast portion, and then later on do lunch, later on do dinner, or do parts of each one of those, so that you're not hitting your customers all at one time. But prices are definitely going up all over the place. I don't know, do you find that, James, that's going to impact what you're doing, bringing in product?
I mean, here in the U.S., yes. So I think the U.S. manufacturer that we've had, predominantly our products made of steel, right, and also quality of steel or iron. And the U.S. manufacturer costs are definitely significantly higher than ex-U.S. Still, even with kind of some of the benefits, that the economic situation has provided, the cost of the product is about, just to make the product is a third of just material in the U.S. versus the whole, not that the cost of labor is equal, more the cost of the steel is kind of a little bit more higher here. So it's interesting. Like, one story is that they give you a quote for this, but it can only last for 72 hours because it's so fluctuating, right? 72 hours. So how do you make a decision, right, when you have to go back and kind of go back and forth? So you have to kind of plan ahead on that you have 72 hours. And even in other manufacturing, it's maybe like a week, we can get, and then it changes. So it's only good for a week or good for 3 days, right? 3 to 7 days. So I see that's the challenge. I think in light of the inflation, though, the forecast they had is that the prices are still going to continue to go up. Hard to push that off, to the consumer, right, to this, but it's something that we continually try to strive to kind of drive costs down and efficiencies on that to look.
Well, I heard a strategy on menu pricing, and there's 4 points. You can charge more for more. You can charge less for less. You can charge less for more, but you cannot charge more for less.
Well, some people are doing that.
Yeah.
I can tell you one restaurant chain that is charging more for less.
Hmm.
And getting it.
Yeah, but for how long?
Right. Till a competitor comes along and goes, hey, look at us.
Yeah, not for long.
Well, but I think the best the philosophy is the evolutionary philosophy, in keeping with the recommendation the guy from the other group talked about, do it in stages, but taking that a step further, because it's not a definite answer like, okay, one time we do the breakfast thing, that's it. Now we do the lunch thing, that's it. I can remember back in the 70s when inflation was as wild or even crazier than it is now. And I was with a company called the Magic Pan, which was owned by Quaker Oats. We would get new menus every 90 days, but they would be very evolutionary increases in prices. I mean, the strawberry crepe was the #1 seller, was $1.95. And then 90 days later, it might be $2.15. And it wouldn't be $2.95. And then 90 days later, it might be $2.25.
Right.
So just because that's what was going on in the grocery stores. And the customers knew what relieved them from sticker shock was that the grocery store prices were going up as well.
Right.
But if you hold back and hold back and hold back and then pow, that will cause sticker shock.
Right.
And it's kind of like that analogy of if you got some water on the stove and it's just room temperature, and you put some frogs in it, and you gradually raise the temperature for the frogs. Well, eventually they're going to die. But if you have boiling water, put the frogs in, they'll jump right out. So.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, but if you gradually increase.
What about a
them,
lobster?
They don't jump.
they'll try to jump out, but if you got enough protection, you'll be okay.
Wow.
Those are Vandalia lobsters, by the way.
They won't, Chris, they won't let you live that down, I tell you.
Well,
Chris is being a chef this weekend. I think he's taking his fryer and gonna cook some stuff, aren't you, for the
that's
Halloween?
yeah. No, that's next weekend, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Our church is having their annual the Women's Guild yard sale, and then they asked for volunteers from the Knights of Columbus to cook hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries. And I got a fryer, an air fryer, and tried to cook some French fries with an air fryer. They're too dry. They're too, so now I've got a friend who's going to bring me an actual fryer where you put oil in the good old days. And it's a world of difference in taste. So the air fryer is going to be reserved for maybe buffalo wings or something like that down the road. But it should be a lot of fun. Yeah. I cooked for our fish fry back in Lent. It was a blast. It was a flashback to my Red Lobster manager days, I need 2 orders of fish. I need shrimp. I need, came back to you just like riding a bike, kids. Once you learn how to do it, you'll never forget. Particularly if you're being chased. So.
Anybody have any other comments of good and welfare or
I got a
anything else
question.
to comment? Go ahead.
I have to put a presentation together and I'm not sure what to do about what I do. Anyone have any ideas of what they think would be a good topic, what they would like to hear about business brokerage or the results of it?
You help people fulfill their dreams. Okay.
I do.
Because everybody dreams. Even if you're working for a big Mother Marriott, you got a dream of someday being the guy or the girl.
Mhm.
Your business can do that for people. That's powerful. That's why I want to listen to you, so you can help me fulfill my dreams.
Thank you.
I would think that it would be, if
That's a
it
good
were
one.
me, and being in real estate prior to this, I was a Century 21 agent in California. I would say, with the situation the world is in, Chris is absolutely right. But I want to hear, you have to sell your business? No problem. I can do that for you. I can help you with that, because, or you need to buy a business, that it's not the dream. It's the dream as much as it is, let's get your income to where you need it to be. Do you need the income from the restaurant, or do you need to put what you can into the restaurant? And that's super important, because that's their lifeline, daily bread. That would be my
What's the
suggestion.
kind of group, Steve, that you have to make the presentation?
I like this one. I'm actually, I do it sort of generically for various groups that I belong to.
Oh,
If people hear that you can do that, that's, oh my gosh, yes, now we can live, we can afford
Yeah,
to do this, we can.
I think what Chris said makes a lot of sense about fulfilling dreams. And you can get some really good music to go with that.
Ah.
No, seriously.
Well, there's California.
Disney has a.
But I would say that on a day-to-day basis, that person is desperate to either buy or sell. And that is what Steve can do. And that's something they need like today.
Steve, I think one of the functions that you as a business broker provide is to counsel a business owner on the proper price. You know, if you have a business and you're asking $1 million for it, that's a number that's probably coming out of emotion rather than factual information. And you, with your background and what you do, you can really give somebody an accurate number as to what the business is worth. And that's the service that you provide.
No, I do, and I have a presentation on that. I've actually got a couple of variants. One that lasts like 20 minutes, another one that's an hour, essentially.
Wow.
No, that I do. I'm looking for something different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking the question. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you just don't want to be just selling. You kind of want to guide them and kind of be more, you know, like, is this the right decision for you? Right location, you know? You're what you're trying to accomplish, you know?
How do you determine what business is a good business? Maybe?
Yeah. Hey guys, you have a great weekend. I got to go. Ed,
Yeah, I want to
got that information.
I want to thank
it.
James for coming. He just jumped. Thank you all for coming. Those of you who are coming to the Florida Restaurant Show next week, stop by our booth 317, and we'll see you next Friday. Thank you.
Sounds good. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.